Good evening, Madam President. It is 6 p.m. I've started the recording.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're going to be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Dr. Henderson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand for a moment of silent meditation. Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Ms. Burton,
Here.
Ms. Green,
Here.
Dr. Henderson,
Here.
Mr. Howard,
Here.
Mr. Levenstein,
Here.
Ms. Maida, Ms. Mineo,
Here.
Mr. Stridiron,
Here.
Mr. Walker.
Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby recesses into executive session for the following purpose: discussing potential lease amount for real property, employment history of particular pedagogical individuals, matters leading to the employment of particular pedagogical and non-pedagogical individuals, excuse me, and to obtain advice from legal counsel. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Burton,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levenstein,
Yes.
Ms. Maida,
Yes.
Ms. Mineo,
Yes.
Mr. Stridiron.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll see you in a bit.
Good evening, Madam President. I've started the recording back up.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We're going to move on to item 2, and that is, I'm going to turn this over to our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. McLemore.
Thank you, Madam President. On the Human Resources agenda, I have items 2.1 through 2.7 for your consideration on tonight.
Would any member like to separate out any of these items? Okay, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or discussion? Mr. Levenstein?
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a question in regards to 2.5, and it's really in regards to what a house principal is versus a regular principal for a building. What the differences might be, and what creates a need for a house principal versus a true principal.
Where are you? Mr. Forget, can you help us with that, please?
Thank you, Madam President. A house principal would be an individual that oversees a program within a school or a separate campus. So for example, Mr. Rothman is a house principal for P-TECH. It is a school within a school. So he oversees the school, which is P-TECH, under the leadership of the building principal, which is Mr. Dotto. So it's, if you look at it as a line organization, it's above the assistant principal, but below the building principal.
Well, I that's what I thought it was. And we also have a house, I think, evening school principal, which is also,
correct.
but so why would this be a house principal in this particular case? That I'm just asking what the reasoning might be for that.
Sure. So this is for the proposed program that will be opening over at Sacred Heart. So it will be a separate campus of Newburgh Free Academy, which this individual will then have the responsibility of overseeing that school, which is a separate campus. And this will be under the leadership of the co-principals, Mr. Dotto and Mr. Glasscott. At this point, I believe we're going to put this under Mr. Glasscott.
Mr. Levinstein, you're muted. Can you unmute yourself? Go ahead.
Sorry. So, I mean, similar to an NFA West situation, correct?
It is similar to NFA West.
Thank you, Mr. Forget.
Any other questions or comments on any of these items? If not, roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Abstain.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Maida,
Yes.
Ms. Mineo,
Yes.
Ms. Burton.
Yes.
That concludes my items, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McLemore. Well, we're at the end here. This is a good thing. I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting, please.
Point of order, ma'am.
Excuse me, Madam President.
Yes.
Point
I'm
of order.
sorry.
There was an item added to 3.1, Assistant Superintendent.
I apologize. I will move to our Assistant Superintendent for Finance, Dr. Spindler.
So, Madam President, I will be speaking on behalf of Dr. Spindler this evening. I present to you item 3.1, a resolution to authorize the board president to execute a lease agreement with Sacred Heart Catholic Church.
You're muted, ma'am.
I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or discussion? Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Maida,
Yes.
Ms. Mineo,
Yes.
Ms. Burton,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Henderson.
Yes.
That concludes my item, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Forget. I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Maida,
Yes.
Ms. Mineo,
Yes.
Ms. Burton,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.